Hello, ladies and gentlemen, Rosie here, and I play Dead by Daylight, so you don't have to. Let's get back to doing what we do, bruh. You know what we do? We make shitty content on a shitty game. So, tonight, we're gonna be on tonight, I think. Last night is what I meant to say. We made our long-awaited return to Dead by Daylight. And needless to say, it's been a couple months. So we were behind on some things, and we got caught up and played Behavior's latest trash. And of course, there was some trash to be found. As per usual, everybody. Chucky is gone. It's nice for coming Charles. Nice to play as you for a little bit, but he's dead. Skull Merchant got everything she deserved, but unfortunately that character's in a state where she needs a complete rework, which she already did. Don't misconstrue what I'm trying to say. She already did need a rework, but now, holy fucking shit, she's not even a character anymore. So, those two were the mega trash to be found. Myers is impressive for what Myers can be. Myers isn't good, don't get me wrong. He's Myers. And, he's I said this last night on stream, he's such a bad canvas to work with that you're not gonna, ever make him good in top tier. But for what they did a nice job. It's actually worth it to run things like the purple tuft of hair now. You can make an argument to run that stuff. The stock add-ons are really good at just shooting the bar up really very, 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 very quickly. But needless to say, we had tier 3 ready to go in the first 30 seconds of the game in our first match. So, like what I saw there, I think that was about every significant thing besides the Freddy rework, which I'm assuming y'all want a video on, which we'll get there. But, needless to say, your boy was behind on the Houndmaster. And even when we looked at the Houndmaster initially, she looked like total ass, which apparently she was total ass, and she got a huge mega buff coming into the game. It shows. It shows. So, just to make some overdue Houndmaster content, I'm just gonna watch the two games that I thought we did pretty good on. I'm not gonna say anything revolutionary here, nothing late to the party. This is kind of stuff I would normally do when the killer first comes out, which for me, killers come out yesterday, because I played the killer yesterday for the first time. Very, very behind. But I like what I'm seeing out of this bitch, bruh. And the dog, what's the dog's name? Snugs? Snugs. One thing I couldn't figure out, what was going on last night, was how we did a chain play. And upon a watch back, I think I figured it out. I don't know if y'all don't play her enough, or maybe y'all were telling me and I'm just an idiot. Both are also possible. I think I figured it out, though. I think Wage was trying to say something about what to do with it. I think I figured out how to, I think I figured out how search works. We're watching it again. Which, again, I know I'm 3 months late here, so. But, let's look at the first search that we just do here. We throw dog out, follow the path, and then we split off. You see how we do that? Dog's over there. The search command just ended. Did you see that on the left? Like the search command ends. Dog went on cooldown. I got my mouse. Search command ends. Dog's on a cooldown now. Dog's returning to me right now. That's what's going on. Once the dog comes back to me, it comes back right away. So that time where there's nothing happening, the dog's currently running over to me. That's what's going on. So, how you can do chain plays, this is where we get a chain play, because we do a search to speed up here. And then we follow the trail, right where the dog ends, and then, you see how we, get the dog back instantly? We do that because we, are in the end of the dog's path, and now we can throw it out again real quick. And now we hit her, and we down her. I think that's how it works. I'm gonna come on tonight and confirm it, but I think that's how it works. So you can go for chain plays provided you're like making sure that you are in the end of the dog's path when you do a search play, I guess. So theoretically, let me see what we do here. See, we got the dog back much quicker on this search than we did our first one, because we were not too far away from the dog's path. That's why we got her back so fast. So it looks like theoretically you could just search over and over and over again. Like that's what that's telling me. You can search over and over and over again. It provided you Doki says you can do a fast chase with the power button. I think we were getting confused because I think you guys what you thought I was saying was that I don't have to hold chase all the way to launch the dog out. I think that's what that meant. Yeah, but I was talking about trying to do. Again, I had too much to drink last night on the stream. I've been in bed all day. Oh god. No, it was fun. We had a good night last night. Oh man. I almost hit that guy there. But that's good for zoning off. This killer, one thing that's really like one of the reasons that I think she really feels really good right now. Two reasons that she feels really good. One, the cooldowns. This this is a killer that I think by the nature of the power, it feels like something that should have a cooldown, or it feels like that's the wrong word because I think she puts up enough pressure. And again, as the PTB showed, it's very easy to make the killer trash. Like she's not unstoppable. Like no matter what they do to her, it's not like that she's just good inherently, like a nurse or a spirit, or I guess Dracula at this point. Dracula's bat seems like inherently good unless they give it a huge fucking rework. Like they have to completely rework it and change what we're doing. See, we're gonna have a longer cooldown here on the dog because of how we ran away from it. Again, even then, that was a longer cooldown, but even then, that's not a lot. That was not a big cooldown. But for something that is proving to be this successful, it feels like something behavior would give you a fucking 16-second cooldown in between each throw of the dog. Maybe that sounds like too much. But 10 seconds, 7 seconds. I guess maybe it does become 7 seconds depending on some of your angles. I think that was about 7 seconds. Yeah. Hold on. Let's we throw it out. 4. Yeah, that was about 8 seconds. But okay, Chucky's got a 14-second cooldown now, and it's awful, especially with how nerfed the power is inherently. And then she gets again, that was one of her longer cooldowns, and it was 11 seconds. And then the cooldown speed, able to look at that. Okay, so we threw the dog 28, 29, 30, 31. That was a 3-second cooldown. She has a 3-second cooldown after she connects with the dog. In this company, other killers don't get that treatment. They don't get that treatment. What is Trashularity's cooldown when he gets it after when he teleports? I guess 0 if you do it, but I mean you get overclock, so I guess it's the duration of overclock. So, you get haste during overclock now. That's a bad example because Trashularity's really good now. But Ghostface has a awful cooldown. That's what is his cooldown? 16 seconds still on his power, something like that. Ghostface has a 16-second cooldown on his worthless ability, and she has a 3-second cooldown on one of the best chase powers in the entire game right now. This power here is insanely lethal. And then when you combine that with the you combine the way it feels to use with the speed at which she moves, so she can get around the board pretty quick. She has with search, the cooldowns that as we just discussed are really not a big deal. When she hits somebody with endurance, it's also not bad. And then, but like when the dog connects with somebody and holds them in place, like if you play Deathslinger and Pinhead, you know the pain of hitting them and then they break out in just fucking 10 seconds. They like 10 seconds is sound. Actually, I don't want to say 10 seconds because that feels like what this killer gets. And like when you hit somebody with Pinhead's chain, you can barely make it over to them. They break out instantly. Now again, I'm not saying she's a better killer than Pinhead, because Pinhead obviously has the box, and then anyone who's good with the character spawns in and knows where the box is instantly if they use Corrupt or Lethal Pursuer or whatever. Like, but they can triangulate the corrupted gens / the LP spawns to pick up and know where the box is pretty much fucking instantly, and they can get that 4v1 pressure in. Pinhead has a 4v1 game that she does not have, so that's the added thing there. And but like in terms of a pure 1v1 ability, when Pinhead hits you with the fucking anti-loot power he has, they fucking break out in 2 seconds. When Shitslinger hits them with this thing, they fucking break out in 2 seconds. Well, which again, Shitslinger is a little bit better than fucking Pinhead. Like, look at this. Look how much time we have to walk over to her and get her. Pinhead doesn't get that down. Pinhead doesn't get that down. He gets like half of that range. She could, like, Pinhead has an ability that deceptively has a long range, because Pinhead could hit that shot. You're just not going to get anything off of it. I think now Shitslinger, because of the nature of how his ability works, first of all, based on where we took the shot, okay, Shitslinger could have technically hit that. It would have been a pretty moderate to difficult shot. Like, you'd have to be shooting like right here. That's a hard. Okay, maybe I just suck as Deathslinger, but by the nature of where she's going, that's a hard shot as Shitslinger. And remember, your scope isn't instant anymore. I actually don't know if you start winding up your shot as Deathslinger when I see her. It'd have to be like instantly right when I come out of the door, I guess. Like, you'd have to start shooting right here to accommodate for like the 1 second animation that you have now. And then, but like, see, if I started taking the Deathslinger shot when I shoot the dog, I don't get her because I the only option I could, like, she can just sit behind that the bullshit that's right there, the crates and shit. Like, we don't have an actual shot there, and then she can just kind of hold W, make distance while she knows that she's protected from the crate. And then as Shitslinger, we'd have to cancel the ability and then pursue with 110 movement speed. This killer has 115 movement speed with a better power than the Deathslinger's gun. I think that's very easy to say at this point. Because not only can can the dog slide up the shit, the crate, she can slide up the shit and run alongside of it, but then you can redirect it. So then you can get basically a second shot that instantly grabs her there anyway. And like the angles at which she can threaten you are significantly higher. She has more vectors that she's a danger from that he doesn't have. Deathslinger and Huntress, they don't have the vectors that she can hit you at. It's almost like you throw out, pardon my, like, what it is, she throws out a blight. That's what she does. Like, you laugh at that, you might be laughing at that, like, she throws out a blight. She throws out a blight that you can control when the bounce happens. Because by redirecting chase, it's essentially like a blight bounce off the wall, and then you turn around and hit him. She throws out a mini blight is really what she's doing. And but like when you look at it from that perspective, you can understand why I think she's so good. She's throwing out a nerfed version of one of the top tier killers at them. And That's basically what it is. And by the nature of the way it works, it's actually, I was also thinking like this, it's actually kind of like Wesker, too. It's kind of like Wesker. Because of the nature of the 1-2. But, like, she's still there. The difference between her and, like, a Wesker or a Blight. Now, I got Blight has, like, 7 bounces, so that's not really fair. But Wesker only gets the 2 things, and he's actually moving forward, physically moving forward when he bounds. She isn't physically moving forward, so she still has access to zone plays. Like, she doesn't have to give up her own presence to launch an attack. She can still put herself in very annoying situations. This was particularly apparent in the first game that I won as her, game 2, I believe it was, that we played as her last night, where we had a really good David King and the rest of the team was kind of shit. But, like, so we easily win the game, but at the end, when we actually have to get the good player, and this is my second game as her ever, we were still having a hard time learning the controls of the killer, and we were still figuring the killer out, which, again, I haven't figured this killer out entirely yet. Look at this. Look how much time we have. Like, you have time to secure the hell states. You have time to turn your dog hits into hell states. It's really good. But, like, when we were chasing that David that we couldn't really get because he was really good, and it was my second game as the killer, we still had enough sense to know, and kind of a little bit of twins in there as well with that kind of using the 2 things to cut 2 like people, 2 killers, if you will, to kind of like zone him off and keep him to where he couldn't realistically do anything. He couldn't move any direction that he wanted to go. We should have threw the dog through the window there. That David couldn't go anywhere he wanted to go. If you were there, you saw it. And it took us a while to get him, as we were still horsing around with the killer and everything. But the fact that we just kind of kept him secured in that one corner of the map for like a solid 2 minutes, that's not me being good, that's just the killer. Because Wraith couldn't keep him there. Ghostface and Myers couldn't keep him zoned off based on the tiles he had to work with. Look at this. We hit him with the second dog, 135. So 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Can I count? No, I can't count. I don't know why I could. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. He was stuck there for 7 seconds, bro. Your shitslinger doesn't have 7 seconds. And again, the fact that she can like throw around shit that he can't. Like, I was going up with the thing. That's what I was doing. Jesus Christ. No, that's just really fucking. That's just really fucking good, bro. I just was playing Skull Merchant. But it's like that's a reason to me that she feels really nice right now, because you have an effective power behind but with no cooldowns. It's associated with that. Blight, for instance, at least for me, because I'm not as good at Blight as a lot of y'all. But every time I still feel like I kind of start to get my groove as Blight. You have to go through all those cooldowns. And, like, it's like, oh, I'm just walking around with a basic kill. Or Wesker feels like Wesker's cooldowns are the worst thing about him. And I guess the Blight's cooldown's the worst thing about him. Spirit can be annoying if all of her phases are there, although she has, like, recharge add-ons that are really good now to deal with her fucking shitty-ass fucking cooldowns. But it's like they didn't go insane with the cooldowns, or maybe that was part of her big buff, where like they didn't put the killer on a leash, pardon the fucking pun. Like, they actually just let you have an ability with not a lot of fucking restrictions on it. And let's like that just that's very basic, but it just shows you that like a lot of shit in this game could be fun if they just uncap it and let it go. They don't really like to uncap killers and let them go. And we just found him because we didn't see that guy, but the killer instinct on the dog still was like lingering after the first throw, so we just saw him with the killer instinct. That's just, again, it's just something that's like you don't read that on paper. You don't really know she has that on paper, but it's like, oh, that's just a nice added benefit. Like, that's a tracking ability I didn't even know I had. And then, of course, I haven't mentioned this. The reason, because again, I know some of you only watch me. The reason that like the dog's taking hell states sometimes is if they're locked in an animation. If the dog hits them but cannot physically start the hold animation because they're vaulting a window or dropping a pallet or sliding over a pallet, anything like that. Maybe if they're on a gen they'll as well, but that'll never happen. But if the dog cannot, for any reason, start a grab, it's just automatically taken as a hell state. And see, that's another reason that like the killer feels good right now, because it would have been very easy for this company to make that the dog doesn't do anything, right? And it's like, and there's no bullshit by hook either. Like, when I went in playing this killer, I didn't even bother launching the dog at hook, because I'm like, there's no fucking way you can do that. But it's like, no, they let you do it. Like, she just gets to do it. She just gets to do this shit that other people can't do. And yes, that one there was small. That's because he has the endurance status effect. If you have the endurance status effect, it's significantly reduced. But the guy is still held in place for a solid 2 seconds. Does anybody remember Dead Hard? When Dead Hard was, like, really fucking good? And at very easy access? Like, it's like if you hit somebody that has endurance, you basically get a killer Dead Hard. And Dead Hard was a really good fucking perk. Like that one, my argument is that 2 seconds, they don't want to be held still for 2 seconds even with the endurance status effect. It is still worth it to shoot the dog at them even if they have the endurance status effect. You won't get them at the insane distances that she can get them right now without that, but it's like you'll still fucking secure hits. That's why I really recommend her right now, just because, like, there's just no bullshit on her. And again, I don't think she's going to stay like this, to tell you the truth. I don't foresee that she's going to stay like this forever. Because this is just that perfect combination of good ability with very limited cooldowns. Now, I think she should stay like this for, like, at least a year. Because like, she's a solid addition to the good killer lineup. She's accessible. A lot of people that came in my chat yesterday were worried about her abilities to be played on console, which I'm not going to probably deny that it's probably easier to play her on PC, because like she does rely on flicks. Rely is a strong word. If you're gonna play her on console, you have to be a little bit more read centric, where you like kind of read what they're doing for the most part. I don't know, the 80 sensitivity what I have on, but I didn't have many problems getting many hits. But I guess as if I played like a very solid Swift, maybe I would have a little bit more problems. I haven't really played a very, very, very good Swift. I've played good players as her, not good teams quite yet. Because like I've played some average teams, and I've also been gone for 3 months, so I know like that does something to your MMR, I guess. But again, MMR sucks right now anyway. We matched with somebody yesterday named Lee's Gaming, who was a very shit player. But like that, they had like 30K YouTube subscribers, and we were still matching with them despite being on a 3-month hiatus. So that either means that the system doesn't really work, or she's really bad. Which, I mean, she was really bad. So, but it's hard for me to believe that she has bottom of the barrel MMR playing the game religiously, especially with the way the system works now. Especially with the way the fucking system works. If you're wondering where my face is, like, Rosie, where's your face, Rosie? Yeah, I had a wine incident on my laptop. So my camera kind of broke. Oopsies. Bro, she's just so good. But it's like, you laugh at the Leon. What the fuck is he supposed to do there? Hug the pallet? I guess he hugs the pallet. That's his play, is to hug the pallet. But here's the thing: if he hugs the pallet, if he hugs the pallet, okay, it's like, okay. If his play there was hug the pallet, first of all, we got 2 hits here. He could have held W there. He probably should have held W, but he decided to stay on the tile. Had he hugged the pallet, we could have stepped towards the pallet while throwing the dog out, and like forced him to either drop it to hit the dog, which we would have then just kicked it, and then he'd be like a completely dead zone anyway. Or we could like launch the dog over the pallet. Maybe he could have Maybe he could have. Well, no, because we get full control over the dog. Like, he needed to come. His play was to, like, after he saw which direction the dog went, probably throw the pallet down as your best play. I don't know. I'm trying to think about this from the survivor end. She doesn't leave you a lot to work with as the survivor. Like, that dog might as well just take hell states when you throw it. Because that's basically what it does. The fucking walk to them and hit them is just a formality. Misplay there. We should have waited for Eruption to get off cooldown. I have not ran into that stupid perk yet. I forget what it's called. The hook state carryover one. I did play a couple Swifts last night. None of them used it. Swift just doesn't need it, I guess. Shoulder the burden. That's what it's called. I didn't run into that yet. See, we should have instead of leaving the dog's path right here. See how we left it? I don't know. Maybe we should have like stayed in it for a second, and maybe we got it back a little faster. See. That's what I was saying earlier, because he tightened his root there, and he should have dropped the pallet, but he was still scared that the dog was going to hit him. He didn't know where we were. He didn't know where we were because he was focused on the dog 100%, especially since we hit him with it twice previously. He was 100% looking at where the dog was. Had no idea where we were. Which, yeah, bad player, but like, the fact that, like, you have to be good to, like, beat her says a lot. Because being good to be is optional against a lot of these killers right now. Fucking hell, dude. But yeah, this product comes highly recommended by me if you like good killers. I like killers that kill survivors, bro. And this killer kills survivors. The dog works, which I'm very shocked about. I don't know if I said that yet. Might have said that last night on the stream. I'm very shocked about the dog actually working. It was way less like buggy than I assumed it was going to be. I was assuming we were up for some misery with that, especially since the PTB was not looking too great. With, like, the dog getting stuck on things. The dog getting stuck on things, I had no issues with that. It behaves finicky when you move, but that's okay, because at least it works. It can behave finicky all at once. Like, it doesn't look too great. The animations don't look great on it as it walks, and, like, how it can, like, when like, it picks up speed, but, like, its animation doesn't change when it picks up speed. And it just seems to teleport sometimes. But it's like, whatever they have to do to get the fucking thing working. Right? Whatever they gotta do to make the thing work. With something like this, the gameplay is way more important than the aesthetics. This game is very, very fast-paced. Like, when you're playing as the killer, like, it might look very silly watching it. When you are playing the game, the last thing that you're concerned about is what the dog's fucking looking like as it's moving around the board. That's just aesthetics. But also, this is the perfect example of the dog jumping over the pallet. It's like, she can play a lot of fucking down pallets, including this one. The dog forced him out of the building. This is Cold Tower. Cold Tower is not the strongest god loop in the game, but holy fuck, it's far from the weakest. It's still a decent little fucking loop that M1 can't really do anything about. Now, maybe like if he was like a top tier MLG gamer, it's possible that like as soon as the dog stops moving, he could have went back in and went to the window, because like it looks like the dog crashes onto the locker when you turn the camera. Is there a locker? No, okay, there is, but it definitely didn't crash on it. Slow it down. Slow it down. It crashes. It crashes into this right here. This is what it crashes into. If he was a top tier MLG gamer, it's possible he could have reacted. Did he crash into a locker? Okay, no, that looks more like it crashed into the locker. It crashes into the second locker. It does. It does crash into the locker. If he was a top tier MLG gamer, again, you can't. I have no frame of reference from his angle, so it's possible that if he was a top tier MLG gamer, maybe he could have identified that the dog crashed and then re-rotated back to the window, because presumably the dog loses its hitbox as soon as it crashes into something. I don't know, because look at that. That was. It looks like the damn thing went through something there. Maybe it doesn't lose its hitbox. If the dog does not lose its hitbox, then that play I just mentioned with him being able to rotate back toward the window is impossible. Because if he just rotated back, it would have latched onto him. But either way, though, getting somebody at Cold Tower is like that's always the sign of something strong. But no, they did a very nice job with this shit. I don't know who's in charge of these buffs. Almo isn't at the company anymore. Almo left the company, and he made a post that apparently was actually pretty good. Like, Almo made a post talking about the importance of camping and tunneling and how it helps keep the game alive. Almo, who the fuck are you? And, like, where have you been for the last where have you been for the last 6 years, Almo? Like, where has that guy been? Mr. Freddy's OP, but camping and tunneling is important for the game. It's health. A big distinction in this game's survival is, and why other ASIMs have died, is camping and tunneling helps balance the game. Is basically what that post said, from my understanding. I haven't read it, but where the hell has that guy been for the last 4 years? If you were that tolerable the entire time, then we would have been okay with you. But that take is actually really nice and solid. Good, because it's the easiest way for a killer to win and help and keep the kill rates as high as possible. See, we should have kept going. We should have kept following the path. I would argue there, looking back at it now. I'm about to come online and do some more testing. Okay, and then just look at this, bro. We probably could have fucking broken the pallet and hit her, and still hit her. I guess it doesn't really matter, though. In that moment, you just want to make sure you secure the hell state. We might have had a hit there if the hook wasn't there. But we crash into the hook. But no, but it's like she's very smooth to play because the company allowed her to be smooth. They allowed this killer to be smooth. And, like, great. I don't care what the reason why is. I know some of you were saying DEI killer in my fucking stream last night. I don't give two fucking shits about if that is the reason. if they let her go off because she's the DEI killer. I don't think that's it. There's nothing about, I said this when she came out, nothing about this is woke. There's nothing woke here. If something's woke, I'll be the first one to tell you. This isn't woke. There's nothing in the gameplay that inherently is woke. It's just a killer that is not Caucasian. It's whatever. It doesn't matter. But like, the killer's strong. That's like, I said this in my stream last night. Killer can be fucking black, brown, purple. The killer could have 8 million trans flags shoved up her ass. Like, there could be trans flags popping out of the killer's. The killer could throw trans flags at people as shuriken, and if they killed survivors, I wouldn't give a fuck. That's all I want, is a killer that can kill survivors. I'm a very simple guy, bro. I just want to kill survivors. See, look, the dog is still catching up to us. Did you see that? That's probably the buggiest experience I had with her last night. I didn't even notice it at the time. But like, we do a search, we search, but like, the dog hasn't caught up to us yet. So we don't have our power back. I needed to just stop there for a second to let Snugs catch up. And look we have a really bad setup here. Like, we have the pallet and a window and all kinds of horse shit. But it's like, the fact that I'm even trying to challenge this shows you that we have potential here. Like, the correct play, which we also do end up doing it, we do end up kicking the pallet. Snugs didn't really do what we wanted him to do there. I do end up kicking the pallet here. I actually could have, I should have tried to launch him over it. But like, look at this. Even at this setup with one of the most bogus window chains I've ever seen, a pallet and a window chain, we still secured a health state. Look at this angle that we got the health state from. I don't care how good you are at Deathslinger. You ain't hitting this shot, buddy. I guess maybe you do have, like... No, you don't have a shot because she was... No, she wasn't rotating around that window. She was on the other side. She popped out the other side. No, you did not have a shot there as Deathslinger. No way. Twins don't have a hit there. Okay, well, yes they do. Yes they do. Victor just uses his speed of sound to catch up to her. And then hit her. Before she gets to the window as well. But Twins don't have a hit there if Victor's not already out and at a very specific position. This killer just like... Just straight up hit her. Just straight up hit her, bro. Another case of the endurance status effect here, but like, here's what I was talking about earlier. She has the endurance status effect here. So we don't get a full clamp. But like, I don't know about anybody else. That clamp's good enough for me. We would have hit her if she didn't have dead hard. Like this to me is like okay, this wasn't even in how it was in the PTB, but like that to me is what this company normally does. That kind of 2 seconds. That was a Pinhead hit right there. That was around what Pinhead does to you. With his anti-loot power. And then, of course, just another solid hit there. With that Vector at the shack, she's like, look at the area of danger that she's in there. And again, she doesn't know what we're going to do. We could also throw the dog up and then have it come out toward the door. It's like, so she might be hesitant to even want to go up to the door to begin with. It's like, why was she just standing there? Is what people might be asking. Why is she just fucking standing there? First of all, it's not that she was standing there because she rotated to the left. I guess maybe she didn't know the pallet wasn't there. But, well, like, maybe she should have rotated up or at least committed to what she was doing. But like, that's not a good play. That's not like the shack's in the corner of the map there. It's like, well, which way do you... No, wait, no, the pallet is there. The shack pallet's still up. The shack pallet's still fucking up. if she pulled the Shaq pallet down, we still could have done the exact thing that we did there. Launched the dog through the window, and then we could have, if she was pulling the pallet down, we could have redirected it and still hit her. Like, are you seeing what I'm talking about here with the vectors that she's a threat at and the options that she can cover? She's really good, bro. Apparently the community has her in A tier, which that seems pretty much right. A- is apparently what they're saying, which if she's A-, who the fuck is better than her now? Like, who's fucking better than her, bro? I've been out of the loop for a little bit, but like, Oni? I don't think so. She's just consistent. She just seems very consistent. I don't know. That's my fucking video, bro. But again, a lot might have to do with just the lack of hype behind this whole thing. But it's one of those things where I just kind of get it. So, I mean, I want to come back on and test some of this stuff, but that was my initial reaction after a day of playing her, pretty much. About 5 hours. About 5 games with her. That's first 5 games. I don't know about y'all. It looked like to me, I've been playing her more than 5 games there. Jesus. And she's just very friendly. She's very friendly to the player, and that's all you can really ask for. And that's not something that a lot of the killers on the roster are not friendly to their players. Oh well. I'm getting the hell out of here, though. GG's.